Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog here at Hidden Heights Farm. Got my trusty stalker here, old Red. I just walked out the door, she seen me, and she just pinpoints me. It don't matter where I'm at. I can hear these little chicken footsteps. Sounds like a little dinosaur right behind me all the time, doing her thing. She's just waiting for me to drop some food or drop some snacks or something, I think. And now every time I feed the dogs, I have to give her a little piece or two. So what we're going to talk about today in this video is what was the Hornets identified as. It's something I got right here I'm going to talk about as well. We'll walk out there here in just a second. Come on, Red, let's go out here. All right, so if you guys have been following the channel, you know we had the murder, or what I said was murder hornets, because I was freaking out. Well, I took some pictures, sent them off, some detailed pictures, and sent them off to some kind of a bug specialist. I don't even know the term, I'd have to look it up. An ethnologist or some kind of scientific term that actually just studies bugs in this area. That is a professor at Oklahoma State University at the college there. And it was like an hour or so after I sent the pictures off. Of course, I had to wait the next day. The night I recorded the video, it was already in the evening. So that next morning, I got with our local extension office and let them know what was going on. I wanted to make sure nobody else around this area that is a beekeeper was having problems with these hornets and this and that, and to let other people know, hey, we might have a problem. So he went ahead and forwarded the pictures off to OSU. And they got back to me about an hour later, and what these hornets are not the Asian giant murder hornets or whatever y'all want to call them that has been spotted in the Pacific Northwest. These are European hornets, and the European hornets have been introduced to the Americas in the 1800s sometime. They came over from Europe, of course, and have been here ever since. Now, saying that does not mean that they do not kill the bees. They still will wipe out your beehives. And I have to tell you guys, I have more bad news, because the very next day after the murder hornets came, they came back. And now you can see what I got left. I got one main strong hive, and then the swarms over here in the nuke boxes on either side. So it's not good. You guys remember the little green star foam hive I had right there? Well, guess what? The next day I came out here first thing in the morning and did a little check on them. And I know a lot of you noticed this because you commented in the video and it's kind of windy, so I might have to go in the shop. The entrance on that green hive that was star foam, I could close it to like a 1/4 inch to where just the bees could get in and no hornets could get in. Okay, that works, right? It didn't work because the hornet sat there on the front of the hive, and every time a worker bee came out, he'd snatch it, grab it, kill it, take it off. I don't know what they're doing with them. It didn't take no time, they were gone. I actually killed 2 more of those European hornets that morning, and I have not had any more come back since. But what I wanted to talk about is, I have this here. This is a robbing screen is the proper name, I believe. And it actually has these 2 spots on the front. And what this does is, you pretty much put it on the front of the entrance of this beehive, and then you use these little tacks right here, and you know, see these holes? You can put them through them holes, and you stick it on the front of there, and you just open this up right here to where the bees can get in, but the yellow jackets, the hornets, and all that won't really bother them. Now, I'm gonna go back in the shop, and we'll finish this. We'll finish talking about what we're gonna talk about, because I think it's a little too windy out here for this microphone. But I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of a close-up of the bees. Everybody else so far seems to be doing okay. I have not got in the swarm yet, because the other day, you might notice this, I put on this feeder, and that's something we're going to talk about. So we might just talk about it out here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. You guys seen I had that entrance feeder on the other day with the sugar water, the simple syrup, whatever you want to call it, because these swarms are weak, and we're trying to get them to where they can survive the winter, and we'll have an extra beehive going into springtime next year. Well, they got to build out comb, and they got to store food, they got to store nectar, they got to make honey, store all that stuff. And without the sugar water, they probably won't stand a chance. So what I got here is I found some of these online, and it actually holds like 1.5 gallons of the sugar water, and the yellow jackets and the hornets cannot get to it as easy. They can't smell it as easy because it's actually on top inside the hive. It's not on the front of the hive. You know, these yellow jackets and these hornets, they smell the simple syrup solution or the sugar water that's on these entrance feeders, which you can see I don't have them on here anymore. And they come in there, and that's what attracts them to your hives. And then they say, oh, we got babies in here, or larvae, we got honey in here. Then they start killing your hive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using a different type of feeder to where it's not just out on the front of the hive. That way that the hornets hopefully will not pick up on that scent and start coming back. Luckily, the European hornets have not come back yet. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys the new feeder. So hopefully these swarms can build some comb pretty quick. When you help them out a little bit and you start giving them the sugar water, they can really build the comb really fast. It gives them food, it gives them energy. They don't have to fly out to go get food to make the wax to build the comb to store their food for the wintertime. So that is how beekeepers help out the bees, is doing the sugar water. I know you guys, a lot of people don't know much about bees. You all say, I don't know anything about bees, I don't know what that means. Well, the sugar water is something that beekeepers can do to kind of help your bees out, give them a little boost, a little head start, you might say. So let's get in the shop, because I don't know how much of this you can even hear me, because this wind's getting crazy today. All right, girl. All right, guys, so for those of you that didn't catch any of the past videos, this is a normal entrance feeder. It's a quart jar, and I talked about it in one of my last videos, but it has these little holes right here. And when you got a simple syrup, you know how regular maple syrup or honey might be, it don't just run out of these holes like water would. It kind of just sits there, and it might drip a little bit, but what the bees do is they use their little tongues and stick up in these holes and clean that all up. And if some does drip, it goes down here in this trough. And what this does, it slides into your entrance, or if you have an entrance reducer, it'll actually slide into your biggest part of that. So the bees can still get in on the sides, and then they can get underneath here. All the little worker bees and stuff from the hive can go in here, collect this, turn this into wax, start building the foundation on the frames. And the foundation on the actual frames is what they store honey. The queen lays their brood in, the eggs, and they can store pollen, what they call bee bread, and that is their food. And especially in the wintertime, that is super important. So like I was saying, as a beekeeper, a bag of sugar goes a long way as far as the price. You know, built out comb, it don't really have a price on it because you can't hardly buy it. It is worth its weight in gold to beekeepers. Like if you had a frame of just comb that's built out and you stick it in your hive, your bees can get right to work either storing food, they can prepare it for the queen to start laying her eggs, and then as soon as them eggs hatch, you got more bees in the colony. So it's just a super way to boost them. And earlier, I'm going to put up some, you guys already seen it by now, but you guys seen the pictures of the European Hornets I put up at the beginning of this video. They look very similar to these murder hornets that come from Asia or Japan, China, whatever you guys want to say. I don't even know that much about them yet. I just see what I see on the internet and this and that, doing a little bit of research, and they are scary. So what I'm hearing is, I'm going to set this down before I drop it. Glass and cement don't mix. These murder hornets are like 2 to 3 times the size of these European hornets. Basically, if would fill up my hand if I had one in my hand. Looking at some of the pictures and some of the videos, these things are insane. They are so much bigger than these European hornets, and I was freaked out by these European hornets because these guys are huge. And you guys seen how fast they wiped out that big beehive? So you can imagine what a whole nest of these actual murder hornets could do, being 2 to 3 size of the European hornets. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people said, you know, they were saying, hey, they keep going underneath your beehive. You need to look under there and see if there's a nest. And I checked and checked. There's not anything underneath. What they normally do, and this is coming from the OSU, Oklahoma State University, they can live up to miles away from this beehive or our place right here. They can come, you know, just like a bee travels miles away to get nectar, and if they find a field of flowers or whatever, they'll travel miles to go collect that stuff. Well, same thing with these European hornets, murder hornets, whatever you have. These European hornets is what we're talking about right now. You can actually get on YouTube and look, and there is several people that deal with these European hornets. I can't remember any of the channel names, or I'd share it with you on here, but I can't remember. But anyway, this guy pretty much, that's all his channel is about, is hornets. And he'll go in, and people get these European hornets up in their soffit, in their attics, around their shops, their barns, and stuff like that. And they build these big paper-looking wasp nests, and they hang down, and they build layers. And these things are huge. So you can have thousands and thousands, hundreds or thousands of these European hornets on one of those nests. So if you guys ever get into seeing these European hornets, you need to probably contact a pest control or something, unless you want to try to handle it yourself and you got the proper suit. Because one thing about these European hornets that I just found out is they can actually spray venom like 1 to 2 meters. So they can actually like face their stinger towards you and spray venom on you. And what I found out is what they're doing is marking you as a target. So let's say you're walking through the woods and you're going squirrel hunting or something with your kids, and you guys get around one of these hornet's nests, and one, you know, comes and gets in your face and tries to scare you off, but it actually sprays you, or you swat at it and hit it and it gets mad and it sprays its venom on you. It marks its scent on you, and what that is telling the rest of these hornets is to attack you. You are the target. So you guys see these big hornets, you need to either call somebody, get away from them, especially if these things are around your house, because they can be deadly, especially if you guys are allergic. I know a lot of people are allergic to bugs. People are allergic to bees, wasps, all kinds of different things. If you don't know if you are, don't play around with them, because once one of them marks you, supposedly they will attack you. I have actually been brush hogging up here on this property before, and I got into a nest of ground hornets. I don't know, I don't remember what kind they were. This has probably been 12 years ago. And I was on my tractor, and I was brush hogging up here, just right here where our house is now. And these things lit me up. I got stung about 7 or 8 times, you know, just boom, 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 all over. I actually stuck the tractor in neutral, and I ran. And I had to leave that thing running, because at that time I didn't have no bee suit, or I didn't know anybody that was a beekeeper or anything like that. And I went back at nighttime. I knew where their little hole was in the ground, because I could kind of watch them through my house with binoculars, and I could see them coming up and down from the hole in the ground. They have a big old hole in the ground, some kind of cavity, just a little entrance hole on the top, and they actually build their nest underground. So I went back that night and poured some gas and diesel in there and lit it on fire. And let me tell you, these things hurt. So they were nothing near the size of these European hornets. But anyways, guys, that's that. I just wanted to fill you guys in. And here is another look at these. And the reason I am not putting this on there, I know you guys are going to say, why are you not putting these robbing screens on? Well, the murder hornets have not came back. Ever since the day they knocked off the little green styrofoam hive. I killed 2 more, and that was it. And the swarm boxes, they did not seem to bother the bees on the swarm boxes. On those nuke boxes, I'm sorry. Not swarm boxes. They are the boxes that got the little swarms in, and hopefully they're doing good. But I have not seen them bother them. I don't know if this would actually work on these little nuke boxes, so we might have to figure something else out. But I have been watching them very closely, and I can actually see from the window in our house if these murder hornets are flying around. As big as they are, they look like they're about the size of hummingbirds when they're flying around, because they're just so fast and their wings are so big. But if I do start seeing them, I'm going to put on these robin screens. But right now, the 2 hives I have, I didn't show you guys my other big hive is on the end of our goat field down here. And I have been checking it, and it is a super strong hive. It's stronger than this one up here. And I don't even have an entrance reducer on it at all. And these bees, there's so many lined up around the front, I don't think anything could enter it without getting ate up. You know, if you Google some videos or YouTube some videos, you'll see some of the smaller hornets that invade these beehives, like a wasp or yellow jacket. What the bees will do is they'll all just ball up around it, and they'll start vibrating. and they raise their body heat to where these wasps can't handle it, and it actually cooks the wasp and kills them. So that is one way that they can be defensive, but I don't know if that works on these European Hornets, and it does not work on the murder Hornets because they are so big. But anyways, guys, if they do start getting around again, or I notice them, I will put these on the hives. But as right now, I don't want these on the hives because the bees are working overtime, trying to get ready for winter, bringing in the food and the pollen. We might be able to get some honey for a fall harvest. I don't know. We'll have to see. The way things are going, I'm not counting on it. But all the prayers are appreciated. So thank you guys so much for watching. And for all the continued support. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a message down below. And we'll see you next time.